Meanwhile, a spokesman for Gambia's opposition coalition that backed President-elect Adama says Gambian President Yahya Jammeh will not face prosecution on leaving office. In a statement, the opposition said that there was no indication of a threat or the need to threaten outgoing President Yahya Jammeh. The statement follows talks with the Economic Community of West African States on the peaceful transfer of power. Senior members of the coalition had earlier been quoted saying they would prevent the outgoing president from leaving the country before charges can be brought against him once a new government takes charge. Let's discuss the situation in the Gambia further with Laborious Oshoma. He is a lawyer and political analyst and joins us live from Lagos in Nigeria. Laborious, President Yahya Jammeh has told off the regional bloc ECOWAS over their push to have him leave office and terming it as contravening ECOWAS's cardinal principle of non-interference in internal affairs of member states. What do you make of this stance?
I think that's a blackmail by Yahya Jammeh because it is not. It goes beyond interference in internal affairs of states, because refusal to abide by the rules and regulations or the constitutional provisions of his country might lead to chaos and might lead to war in the region. And so the West African leaders are basically trying to ensure that peace and order is maintained, and because if there is war, the spiral effect will be monumental and might affect other neighboring countries in terms of refugees and humanitarian crisis. And so that's basically what they are trying to guide against. And so I don't see it as interference. I see it more as a blackmail by Yahya Jammeh, and West African leaders should ignore it.
So what options does ECOWAS now have, since Yahya Jammeh has made it clear he will not relent?
Yeah, it's very simple now. Like there's an African adage that says, "He who the gods wants to kill, they first make mad." And so it's obvious that Yahya Jammeh now, it's obvious that he's truly not ready to hand over, because even if he has said he wants to pursue his claim, at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is not even constituted, and so it's obvious that he does not want to hand over, even if it means applying force, because they had tried mediation and that didn't work out. So even if it means applying a little force to make him obey the rules of the land, it's an option open to ECOWAS, and I think they might want to use that option. Even Senegal, that is an ally to the Gambia, the Yahya Jammeh had quietly told him to hand over, and so if he doesn't do that, there are so many options open to ECOWAS, and one of them is force, and I think they are definitely going to use that.
Right, so let's discuss a little bit about that. You've brought in that option of using the military intervention in the Gambia. Does it have the capacity to do so, considering the various security and economic challenges facing its members?
Gambia, mind you, Gambia is a very small country. The ECOWAS does not really need, to gather all its military, because they don't have a standing army, we know. But you had seen ECOWAS intervention in Liberia. You have seen their intervention in Sierra Leone. So also I will not rule out, an intervention in Gambia, and which might not be that of what happened in ECOMOG in Liberia and Sierra Leone those days. So that of Gambia, even the military force in Senegal, can act on behalf of ECOWAS and oust Yahya Jammeh. It's not. Yeah, we agree. ECOWAS, African countries has a, they are bedevil with internal problems and the hunger and all of that. But this also is a way of Africans redeeming their image to say, look, if you cannot obey the laws of your land, and then Africans should be able to come together. West African forces should be able to come together to insist that laws must be complied with, and so really I don't see this as an uphill task, and that's why even if you also remember, the entire world is unanimous, united on this, and they're speaking with one voice, and so there won't be problems really.
All right, Laborious Oshoma, many thanks for joining us.